So a mysterious post popped up on the Jeff Darrow message board. Literally popped up. There was this amazing cityscape that was unmistakably Jeff Darrow. It's got all the hyper detail, all the people moving, and birds in trucks and people in windows and pigs flying and gorillas with flamingos on their heads and snakes driving cars or lizards driving cars. It's it was super cool, and the mystery of it all was nobody on the message board, this huge fan group, has ever seen this before. And I'm one of Jeff's biggest fans, and I'd never seen it before. A few years back, Jeff gave me his phone number, and he called recently, and then yesterday I texted him this, and he sent me back that this book isn't supposed to exist, and he's never seen one in the wild, and that he would call me and tell me all about it. And he did call me last night, and he told me all about it. And this is the story of the Jeff Darrow pop-up book that's not supposed to exist. So Jeff calls me, and he tells me that a French company in 1989, an insurance company, commissioned him to do a promotional item comic for them, and that it was basically full of Jeff Darrow double page spreads. He said the story was absolutely terrible, but the pay was great. And the the big attraction in the book was the centerpiece was going to be this huge pop up of a cityscape, and he was really excited about it. And basically, he worked on this for a long time. He gets with the paper engineers at Disney and works with them to make this thing come to life. And I guess the French company is outsourcing the centerpiece of the book, the pop up part. And so Jeff works on this project. He gets it done. Works with the paper engineers, the Disney engineers. Disney has a contract with the French company, and then they produce the guts of this, the centerpiece of this book that Jeff illustrated. So when time comes to pay Jeff and time comes to pay Disney, the French company starts wanting to negotiate the price. And he said that Disney doesn't play those amateur games. He said that Disney told the French company that if they didn't pay what the contract said that they would pay, that they would destroy all the centerpieces that they had to, all the centerpiece pop-ups that they had produced so far. And so Jeff flew to France and tried to get them, one, to pay him his rate and to reason with them, and the French company wouldn't budge. Jeff said that they, were paying him a very small piece of a big portion of money they owed him. He flew there, and he wanted a ticket flying back home after he was done negotiating. But what happened was the main guy at the French company wouldn't come out of his office to see him. So Jeff started using their phone in the lobby to collect calls back home for a whole day. And then he came back the next day and did it again until they would see him. And eventually all he got out of the deal was a flight back home, because they ended up not working out a deal with Disney. Disney destroyed all of these centerpieces as promised to the French company for not honoring the contract. And then Jeff was able to get a couple before they were destroyed. So with this particular one that showed up in the wild, Jeff said he'd never seen one in the wild before. He can't recall if maybe he sold one of the ones he got, but he said he couldn't imagine there being more than 10 or 20 of these in existence. So yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a never before seen Jeff Darrow piece, fully 3D, and I'm sure the piece that from when he said the book was never produced, so this is just a centerpiece of a book that's not supposed to exist. So that's the story directly from Jeff last night when he called me, and thank you to Jeff, who's always really sweet to me and always kind and gives me his time, and I'm a huge fan of Jeff's, and he's a huge influence on me. So it's really cool to have like a friendship with him now, and for him to tell me some of these. You see these images over the years, but you never really know how they came about or what the dealings were. And he's really open about all that stuff, and he's just really really cool guy. So Yeah, that's the story of the Jeff Darrow pop up book that is not supposed to exist. Bye.